60. Went to, okay, going over there, we went to Hawaii, Wake Island, and then Japan. Coming back, we didn't go to Japan. Went straight to Wake Island, and then to Hawaii. Yeah, Hawaii. And then into Travis Air Base in Fairfield, California. That's where I got discharged. I'd already taken my physical. All I had to do was complete the paperwork, which took an hour. And I was free. I was free to go because I took my discharge physical on Open Island. And the last person I saluted was a black colonel. In those days, you saw very few black officers. It was not heard of to see a full bird colonel with the eagle on it. But I had gone into the PX to get a hamburger. All I had to do was go back, change my clothes, had on fair fatigue, change my clothes, and leave. And I came out of the PX, and here he is, walking toward me. Well, I got to salute this guy. And I had a toothpick in my mouth. I meant to reach up and straighten my hat and take that toothpick out of my mouth. What I did was I reached up and took my hat off, and I saluted the guy. He stopped me and said something about, where'd you learn to salute or something. I apologized. I said, sir, I'm sorry. I meant to take this toothpick out. He actually said, are you going or coming? I said, sir, I'm already out. All I have to do is go to the barracks, change clothes, and I'm discharged. I'm going home. And he saluted me. He said, good luck. See you. One time, I took the boys down to the Guadalupe River, which is just north of San Antonio. We were going to go rafting down the river. Never had been there before. Didn't know what to expect. So it was in the springtime, and they had the dam open, and the water was really rough. I mean, really rough. But we didn't know. I didn't know. I thought that was normal. But they weren't renting rafts. They were renting tubes, if I recall correctly, because they said the water was too high and dangerous to rent big rafts. Looked to me like it'd been more dangerous to rent the tubes, but like I said, we didn't know. So we rent these big truck tubes. We walk up the hill to where the dam's coming, where you get in the water, horseshoe type thing. And I told Tom and Paul, I said, look, let John and I go around this horseshoe thing. If everything goes okay, we'll all go. Okay, we get in the water, and it's pretty fast there, but when you come around the bend, it slows down. And when you get all the way around, it gets really fast. So here we are zooming down the river, and you maneuver your tube for your direction. John couldn't do it for some reason. He just couldn't do it. So he grabbed hold of my ankle. When he grabbed hold of my ankle, then I couldn't maneuver both of us. So I just lost control. And we went on this bridge. I would say from the water level to the bottom of the bridge, couldn't have been 4 feet, something like that, 5 feet. If that. We went on that bridge so fast, I don't even remember going on the bridge. Well, the water was so high, there was banks of trees right in the water. I made the mistake of grabbing hold of a tree. And when I did that, of course we had life vests on, but when I grabbed hold of that tree, the tubes kept going, and we stopped. I should have grabbed hold of the tree, should have just kept on going. When you get downstream a little bit, it slows down. And then we were stranded in the river. But we weren't very far from the bank, and I couldn't find John. I was holding on to that tree, my head was like this. I finally got my head out of the water.
How old was John?
I'd say John was 13, 12, 14, somewhere in that area, maybe 15. But that's the only thing I could think about with John. I didn't know where John was. Well, once I got my head out of the water, I looked up and there he was, perched in the tree like a monkey. And I remember telling him, I said, John, don't panic. Do not panic. I don't know how long it took us to get out of the water, but it took a considerable while, considering it's only 30 feet maybe, and go from limb to limb, water's rushing. To John, don't panic, we're gonna make it. We finally made it, and for some reason, we just fell down on the bank and started laughing. I don't know why we were laughing, maybe we were glad to get out of that water. But I remember thinking that Tom, if John was 14, how old were you?
6, 7.
Okay. I don't think you were in that area anyway. But I remember thinking if Tom and or Paul had gone, but Tom especially, I believe Tom would have drowned. You know, because he was just too small. That water was a raging torrent. You remember it? I thought about that a million times. Of course, John, I believe John could have handled himself. Paul, maybe, probably. But you were small. With that kind of water, I'm not sure you would have made it. And I didn't know till, I bet it was 10 years before your mother found out about that, wasn't it? I thought she knew immediately when we got back. But it was several years went by. That was no fun.